When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin', wobbin'.
What is going on, everybody? My name is El JR, also known as Aaron in the game of Clash Royale. Currently, my name stands for my YouTube as LJR, which stands for El Junior in Spanish. I do make Spanish videos, and I will be making English videos as well to follow up. Later on in the future, I might decide to put Spanish subtitles on English videos or do Spanish videos with English subtitles. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to cover a vast majority of the people so that everyone can kind of follow along. Today we will be covering a PEKKA deck that I have been having a lot of success with lately. My last grand challenge is a 12-1 win, so I only lost once, and that was against a log bait deck. But as we can see here on my profile, this is my profile here. I've won. The highest trophy levels that I've gotten so far is to 5,412, and my card wins right now are at 124,000. This is a deck we will be talking over about. As you can see on screen, we got the bats, we have the pump, the goblins, a bandit, PEKKA, zap, and the E-Wiz, as well as the lightning. One of the changes that you can make in here, if you do suffer a lot more with log bait deck, is you could trade out the zap for a log, but a lot of people are running bats as well as they are running inferno towers, and having zap really does become more beneficial in the long run over log, because log really doesn't destroy as much. And as you can see here, we also do have just E-Wiz and the bats for air. So whenever you have like a minion horde, I always like to do zap, but it's also nice to have the E-Wiz in hand just in case if they do decide to put a miner and then not let the minion horde die. So what I'm going to show you right now is the replays here as we skim through them. We won these last few games here, as you can see on screen. There was the loss. The loss was, like I said, a log bait. But other than that, this whole grand challenge wins. Everything else came out pretty clean. One of the things that we will cover on, this isn't part of my grand challenge, that's something else. So let's go ahead and start off a video with what we have here, as he has the minion hordes, because I want to show you how to play against minion horde with miner, because it is something that you do see a lot. In this variation, the guy had a PEKKA, which was kind of weird. He's gonna go ahead and it looks like he's gonna start off with the fire spirits. So far he hasn't done anything. He will start off with the fire spirits. I will ignore them and just play the pump. You don't really want to play the pump unless you see that he doesn't start a push or something. If he drops a golem, you definitely don't want to drop a pump. In this case, he did drop the fire spirit, so we had time to pump. It looks like he doesn't know what he wants to play, and I usually make a typical mistake of dropping the bandit in the back. It's just a way of starting a push. You don't want to leak elixir. I tried zapping the minion horde, but that didn't work as well. My tower is going to go ahead and finish him off. I'm just kind of cycling through my smaller stuff so that I can go ahead and pump up. Because if you have the pumps, you want to use it. He goes ahead and deploys a miner. I go ahead and drop the bandit right on target. He didn't make a fireball, and it ended up killing my bandit as well as taking some damage off of the pump, so that was really well played. He hasn't showed any type of movement, so I decided to go ahead and play the PEKKA. That's when we go ahead and see that he's going to go and deploy the PEKKA as well. But at this point, I'm not too worried, as I do have a lot more elixir advantage than he does. So there goes the bats. I put the bats behind him, but like I said, he zaps them, and I put the goblins on the other side. Notice I pumped up again, but that was because I knew that I would be able to hold off his push currently. I'm going to go ahead and zap the minion horde, and now I can just drop my E-Wiz on top of him, and I should go ahead and finish him off. There's the miner. That's when we go ahead and drop the E-Wiz. We put the bats there to support, as well as the goblins, so that the PEKKA doesn't kill my E-Wiz. And now we have a good counter push. He doesn't have any elixir to defend this, so the bandit's going to go ahead and get a clean hit on the tower. He goes ahead and cleans up my bandit with his fire spirits. Not a bad play on his part. And now I'm just going to keep pumping up. And so far we are just trailing behind on damage a little bit. One of the things you want to learn to do with this deck is like a beatdown deck. You don't really have to worry about having a lot of damage taken down on your tower, because you will make up for it in the long run. So don't overcommit on defending. We go ahead and we put the PEKKA both on the field. His is coming across. He put his minions too fast, and now they're going to go ahead and not be of much value, since they will be shot down before the PEKKA tanks for them. So the bandit got a clean hit off of it. I'm going to go ahead and deploy my PEKKA again. Here comes his minion horde miner combination, which is, like I said, something that is done often. The E-Wiz is going to go ahead and clean him up. Then we're going to drop a bandit on the other side, just keeping pressure on both lanes. That should be enough to go ahead and drop down his tower, and that was pretty much it. With only 15 seconds left, he really won't have any response to my pushes. So, just like that, that's how we went against our first push, our first match here, against Checo from Dark Royale. And that was pretty much it. So nothing too stressful. I don't really think he was a high level profile. He seems to have not that many trophies, so he's just an overall average type of player. I want to show you guys one who let's see, who was it? Oh, this is a pretty good player as well. His name is Choki from PH Alliance. As we can see, he's also won over 100,000 in his cards, and that was the deck that he battled me against. You don't really have to worry about Three Musketeers with this deck, as they are relatively easy to take care of because we do have Lightning and we do have PEKKA. So even if you use Lightning to destroy his pumps, you still won't have to worry about him punishing you in the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward because using the beginning of the matches, it's just a bunch of going back and forth. He does play it well right there, and I do end up losing because I didn't have anything to block his Dark Prince. But yeah, we didn't take too much damage there, just about 900. So there he deploys his Ice Golem. My E-Wiz is tanking in the back, just kind of slowing everything down. I go ahead and decide to pump because I know he wouldn't be able to punish me. I drop the Goblins just so that the Bandit doesn't get any hits. He's also looking like he's going to be pumping. Let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit. As you can see, I do have the elixir advantage. You don't really want to start off with a PEKKA in the back until you know what they're playing. At this point, he had only shown like 3-4 cards, so I wasn't too comfortable with dropping the PEKKA because I knew I might need it for later. I go ahead and zap it. I went ahead and used the lightning there, trying to get value off of it. Now he has the ram coming in, and I made a mistake by not dropping my PEKKA. I thought that was going to be enough, but it wasn't. And now I'm going to get punished for it. Like I said, we don't really worry about defending too much. I went ahead and let him do a little bit of damage, and then I played the PEKKA. And this is where this deck shines, is always in the counter pushes. I missed the bats here with the zap. Not a problem. We're just going to go ahead and keep on pumping up because we're almost going into overtime, and that's when we're going to go ahead and turn this event around. He goes ahead and plays a pump as well, so now we're both with one pump on the field. The PEKKA shouldn't really be able to get any hits, so it looks like he's not going to defend it. I went ahead and dropped the Goblins onto the other side, just trying to get him to draw something out so I can go ahead and get some lightning value there. I take the shield off the Dark Prince, and here comes a big push on his part. I play the PEKKA, a little bit too slow. I do end up taking some damage off of that. No big deal, because now we have the PEKKA and we're ready to start our counter push. He goes ahead and tries to pump, which I don't know why, as there's only 40 seconds left. I place the Bandit in the back, followed by the E-Wiz and Bats, so that everything's just ready to kill everything that's there. The Bandit will go ahead and charge. I Lightning, but he did end up placing his Ice Golem, so none of the Musketeers ended up dying. So now he has 3 Musketeers coming down the lane. I don't have anything, but I am ahead in Elixir. I will go ahead and drop small units in the back, so that way I can save the PEKKA in the back, so that he can go ahead and destroy all 3 Musketeers in the back. So this will be a relatively easy cleanup here. We're going to go ahead and kill his Ram, then we're going to end up cleaning the rest of his Musketeers up. Now I can go ahead and pump. Well, with the Elixir advantage now, he has no options but to drop the Musketeers in the middle. Something that a lot of players do. I didn't have enough time to react to put a Lightning, so I did put the Bandit and the Goblins, hoping to negate all that damage that came down here. And there he's going. He's starting off. I placed his PEKKA. He tried to zap. He missed one of my units, and now I have a PEKKA going down the lane. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. I go ahead and pump up a little bit more. He goes ahead and places his 3 Musketeers. Now here comes his pushes again. PEKKA, like always, will be the main thing you want to use to defend over everything. He has high hit point as well as high attack, so he pretty much cleans up everything, even if he's just there by himself. Now I have a full PEKKA going down to the right. I zap the bats so that they don't take any more life out of him, and we're just going to go ahead and do our counter push. With everything mounted in the middle, he really shouldn't have anything left to do. He did give me the lightning value there. Again, he defends his 3 Musketeers with the Ice Golem, but at that point he's already within zap range, so we're going to go ahead and zap, and as quick and simple as that, those are 3 Musketeers, and that's how you handle decks like that. The last replay I want to show you guys is going to be here from I think it was this guy for Mo Army YouTube. Oh, looks like that wasn't it. Looks like, let's see, who was it? Was it this guy? So it was this guy. His name is GB1 from Iocane. As we could see his profile right here. His highest trophy have been 5,764, and he has won 226,000 cards. Pretty impressive feats, but simply and quickly I will show you this one. This one's a little bit more of me being using a lot of BM. We'll see about that once I go ahead and get into it. So he goes ahead and starts off with the Ice Spirits. I drop the Goblins in the back just so that the Goblins doesn't get any, the Ice Spirit doesn't get any damage on the tower. I do zap just so that I can waste Elixir. I'm just trying to cycle to my pump, and that's when I'm just dropping all these low cost units. I still haven't got into it, so this has been a pretty bad starting hand. He goes ahead and he drops his E-Wiz as well as his Mega Knight in the back, which is something you don't really want to do when you have Mega Knight and you're playing him. You always want to save him and use him because he does have that splash damage, which is really good, and the splash that he just did upon entering the arena just went to waste because there was nothing there for him to kill. So it's going to be a quick, easy cleanup. We just drop the PEKKA here to distract him. The PEKKA will go ham on him while the Mega Knight doesn't really take a lot of damage out. He made a mistake of pumping, which he shouldn't have because he has a PEKKA coming down the field. But that was just because he had his own PEKKA to defend. I can go ahead and lightning there and get some value off of it. Pretty much at that push, we ended up taking his tower down and left him without an elixir pump. So now we're in elixir advantage, and for me going here, I could just pump up without a worry. By this point in time, I already knew I had won it. All I had to do was play defense the best that I could, or I can also do counter pushes, just whichever way you want to do it. I decided to just defend. We're going to go ahead and start off with bats on this side over here, just trying to get some chip damage on the other tower. He doesn't give us any lightning value by dropping his E-Wiz. I let the E-Wiz go ahead and just do some damage on the tower. I'm not too worried about it since it wouldn't have been much anyways. I went ahead and zapped it just one more time just so that I could have it within zap range just in case things got really hectic. Here comes his push. I go ahead and distract with the Goblins. That's one of the reasons I do have the Goblins in this deck, is because it does a great job stopping the bandit. As well as when you have like P.E.K.K.A on your side of the field and you don't have your P.E.K.K.A to kill his P.E.K.K.A, you could just always use like E-Wiz and the Goblins, and now that would get rid of him. Now he has his push coming down the lane. He comes the Mega Knight, he goes ahead and zaps it. I drop my P.E.K.K.A. Now everything's just clustered right there, and he really doesn't have any options. As I did there, I distracted his P.E.K.K.A by putting the Goblins there. That way my P.E.K.K.A doesn't get all the hits of his, and his P.E.K.K.A just gets distracted and just goes after my tulips and Goblins. So this is what I was saying at the start. I kind of started trolling him at the end. I was just dropping elixir pumps. I knew I had won. For whatever reason, he didn't want to stop the game, so I was just kind of trolling him, just cycling back to my pumps and just placing him up high on the field, just kind of mocking him a little bit. I know that some people might think that's unprofessional and stuff, but come on, it's a game. Every now and then it's nice to have fun. So there I am, just dropping all the pumps and stuff. Sooner or later I just feel tired and I just decide to just end the game. I give him a good laugh, and I taunt him a bit, and that's pretty much it for that one. The only reason I taunted him at the end for that was just because of the fact that he had still tried to play for whatever reason, even though he knew that he was going to lose because all he had was 26 left in the tower. So there you have it, guys. I will be showing the opening of the chest at the end right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. That's gonna be it, covering the deck, covering this deck right now. I have gone 2 grand challenges, winning straight with this, so it is a really solid deck. It pretty does well against everything from golem decks to musketeer decks to even log bait decks. Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed it, you guys wouldn't mind maybe subscribing for future content. I do hope to be posting on here quite often. I'll try to do a video at least twice a week because I will be covering Spanish as well, so I'll do it like once every other day, and If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you here next time. Peace.